everybody. Welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury. So today I am home because I am going to be doing a review of Back to the Future, the musical on Broadway. Yes! It was so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I'm kind of at a loss how to describe it. It's one of those things, like, you feel it. You feel it. Because after the play, and like the next day, and like, oh my God. Let me rewind. Obviously, at this point, you know I like this play. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Contain the excitement. Contain it. Contain. It's contained. Okay. It's trying to erupt. Contain. Contain. Okay. So, my mom and I have this tradition of going to see Broadway shows together. Before the days in which the world shut down, we used to go a couple of times a year. And we haven't been able to go since 2019. I don't remember for sure, but it is possible. The last thing we saw was Radio City Music Hall Christmas show. It is possible that's the last thing that we saw together. But we have this long-standing tradition of doing this over many, many years. And I have been fortunate and blessed to be able to see so many shows with my family and with my mom in particular. So going to Back to the Future on Broadway was the first play me and my mom went back to together. So it's kind of interesting that it's like, let's go back in time. It's like, let's resume the tradition. And we started it back up. We're doing it. We did it. It happened. So first and foremost, like, so much gratitude to my mom for this. I appreciate and I love that we have this and we have this time together and that we're able to do this and make these memories and that we're able to enjoy each other's company and do something together that we will remember forever. Forever. And then this play, oh man, this was great. So, like, and it's not just me that felt this way. Throughout the play, like, my mom is, like, grabbing my arm, like, did you see that? Oh, my God. It's like, oh, my gosh, Mom. But yeah, I mean, we both totally loved it. So, I mean, I am a child of the 80s. You know, I grew up enjoying these characters in this story and everything that it is. And then having it on Broadway. So it was originally a West End production in London, and they just recently brought it to Broadway. It started in previews on June 30th. We went to see it on July 24th. So just under a month in previews. It is still not officially opened, but the official opening date will be very soon. But honestly, I don't know what they can possibly tweak to make better from previews to opening production. But I just kind of put that out with the disclaimer that, you know, I did see it in previews. That's always a possibility. But I thought it was fantastic. The songs that they added to it were just spot on. They fit the time period. It was partially 1980s, partially 1950s. And they just, you know, catchy, upbeat, poppy, Broadway, you know, classic type of style. The dancing was fantastic. I usually do these without spoilers, but there's so much in this and the story is so classic that I don't think I can really do this totally spoiler-free. I will leave some things out because I want all of you to see how wonderful this play is and I don't want to, you know, to give everything away. So let me go over some of the things that I really, really liked. And I went off on this tangent because I said dancing. George McFly's dancing. Oh my goodness, like, totally stole the show in some ways. He had this very like rigid, tight-kneed kind of like, I don't know, like, you know, like if these were his knees, like kind of like I can't really describe it, but perfect. It was so in character. It was so on brand the way he was dancing. It was just like, oh yes. And like throughout the play, it was like old George McFly, young George McFly, you know, at the I was kind of called the fish under the sea dance, the enchantment under the sea dance. Yeah, it was all just very, very true to the character. Doc Brown, Marty McFly, excellent, spot on, true to what those characters I would expect. I would say most underrated character, Biff. The actor that played Biff nailed it in every way. And it's hard to play the bad guy. It's hard to be the jerk in the situation and know that you're the jerk in the situation. And he did it with the right amount of camp and the right amount of like tongue-in-cheek, but the right amount of jerkiness. So it was like, you don't want to like Biff, but at the same time, Biff is a great bad guy. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So, most underrated character, definitely Biff. Best non-actor, the DeLorean. The DeLorean on a Broadway stage. I have to give such a shout out to the creative set design and like prop design team, because whoever designed this, hats off to you. This was like next level. In the past, when I've seen stage productions try to put a vehicle on stage, it was very static. Like the car was there and it just kind of maybe went in a straight line, if that. This car felt like it was going places. It felt like it was turning and making U-turns and had scope. It felt immersive. It felt real. It felt like a legit DeLorean was on this journey. I was left speechless at many, many moments because of the set design and prop design. Next level. I have been to numerous Broadway shows. I have never, ever seen anything like this. And that says a lot. I was blown away. My mom was blown away. This was incredible. Absolutely incredible. There's no way, I can't put into words the experience of the DeLorean, the first appearance of that DeLorean. There's no way to put that into words. You have to experience that. There's nothing I can say that can either one, prepare you for it, or B, explain what I experienced seeing that. Other than just like all this excitement emanating off of me. It was phenomenal. So good. It was so good. I absolutely loved it. And there were little ways that they brought the audience into the story too. They, on the screen before the curtain comes up, they had the date and time. So they had July 24th, 2023, 7:02 p.m. And they brought you from that moment in time, that actual moment that the play was starting, to that moment in time that the play was starting. And then at the end of the play, they brought you back to 2023, right? But a long story short, they brought us from the moment that we went to go see the play to the moment the play takes place. And when the play ends, they brought us back home to our moment in time, in the time-space continuum. So, those kind of little details mean so much. They mean so much. And even before the play started, it was really funny. And I'll put a picture of it up. They, on the screen, like the curtain, they had this sign that basically said something to the effect of, to silence cell phones. Because they didn't exist in 1985. And I was like, yes. Along those same lines, something that was a little, I don't know, discouraging that they had to do or that they felt was necessary to do, and I see this on some social media sometimes, in a playbill, and I took a picture and I'll put that up now too, they had a description of theater etiquette, kind of do's and don'ts, and what you should or should not do in the theater. And some of this I would just think is pretty straightforward and common sense, but I guess not. I guess that's just, I don't know if this is like a I don't know if this is a post-2020 world and, things changed during that time that we were inside, or if this is something different. So I'm just going to read this from my playbill, so that way if you have a hard time seeing it, always cooperate with the ushers and front of house. They are there to help you and to keep an orderly environment and ensure the show begins as scheduled. So be kind to the ushers. Like, of course, they're there to help you. They're to help you get your seat, help you get your playbill. Yeah. Turn off your cell phones all the way off. So unwrap your candies now and refrain from loud eating during the performance. Treat all theater staff you see with respect and kindness. I mean, shouldn't you be doing that in life? Like, treat everybody that you see with respect and kindness. We're all human beings. We're all going through it. So you never know what somebody else is going through. Treat your fellow humans with respect and kindness. They want you to have a great time, and they deserve respect and a positive work environment. Again, all human beings. Treat each other with respect and kindness. Then it says, be engaged in the show, but also be respectful of the people around you, and do not make overly disruptive comments. Right? So it's exciting. You want to be part of it, but you don't want to disturb those around you. Do not sing along with the actors. It distracts your fellow theater goers and is not thoughtful. Especially with things that are like sort of very well established, whether they've been around for a long time or are based on other media that people are familiar with. It can be very tempting to sing along. You want to do it inside. If you've ever seen, there's this scene with like Robin Williams where he's like, right, you do this eclectic celebration of a dance, and all these, but you keep it all inside. So enjoy it, but you gotta keep it contained. Just like I did at the beginning of this video, you have to contain it. You gotta contain it. Do not engage with the actors or musicians working in the show. Only engage if they encourage you to, and please do not distract them at any time during the performance. In addition to it just being good etiquette, it's also a safety thing. Like when performers get distracted on stage, it could be dangerous. So do not distract the actors. They are there to do their job, which is to entertain us, but they do so according to a script. Us as the audience, unless otherwise noted and intentionally drawn out by those actors, we are not part of that entertainment. We are there to witness it. So that is for a lot of reasons. Then it says, stop drinking alcohol immediately if you are feeling tipsy. Drink some water. I mean, just general good advice, right? Like, hydrate with water. It's good for your body in lots and lots of ways. Hydration is good. Be patient with the restroom lines. We know they're long and space is tight, but do not become pushy or rude. Everyone will get their turn. So I don't know how many people have been to Broadway shows or not. The theaters in New York are very, very old. They are meant from a different time period. And because of that, they were built according to the volume of people during that time period. which unfortunately includes the size of the bathrooms, which means there is usually a line because you have a tremendous amount of people seeing a show, and generally everyone's trying to go at the same time, which is before the play starts, during intermission, or right afterward. Be patient, plan accordingly. And the last thing that it said was relax, sit back, and enjoy the show. Once again, we would not be here without you. And, it's just an expression of their appreciation for us, the audience. So I thought that this letter from the president and chairman of Playbill was very interesting, and kind of a statement on the times that we're at, and, that things are happening in theaters enough that it was necessary to put that in. I don't really know what to say about that, but, the golden rule. Treat other people the way you would want to be treated. I know for myself, I want to be treated with respect. I want to be treated with humanity and kindness and compassion. And that is the energy, and that is the way that I put myself out to the world to the best of my ability. So now there is this conversation about theater etiquette in the playbill. So that's that, and my thoughts. That's just my reaction, my thoughts, and my opinions are mine and mine alone on this letter that was in the playbill that I got. So we take that as we will. And then just the energy of this play was so good. I can't get over it. It was so worthwhile. It was so good. I keep using the word good. Good doesn't describe it. It was amazing. I can't. It was just next level Broadway entertainment. End of story. This might just be the future of Broadway, with this kind of technology incorporated into the performance in the most brilliant and imaginative ways and creative ways possible. So with that, I give 2 thumbs up. More than 2. A thumb toe. Whatever positive rating, 11 stars out of 10. Amazing. I absolutely adored this. I highly recommend it. If you're able to go see it, I definitely would say this is one to go see. If you're coming to New York, you're looking for a Broadway show, you're not sure what you want to see, it gets my seal of approval. I enjoyed it. So if I'd enjoyed it, I'm recommending it. It was absolutely worthwhile. So I guess with that, I am done for the day. I will see you all real soon. And until then, stay inspired by everyone. Take care. Bonus footage. Gotta find a place for my playbill to go. So I did say I have seen a lot of shows over the years. This is binder 1. This is binder 2. This was my very first. This is what started it all. Starlight Express. And the rest, as they say, is history.